Star Cruiser? Fly? Crash! Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xaereth Prevails. We've got match number 4 of the current GAC season. We're ranked number 154. Can we get into the top 100? So, here's the situation. We're facing someone named Burned, as in, you done been burned. He's from the guild Robot Wizard. You can see their guild. It says Tobor draws you until you look at it backwards. They think they're clever, and they are. They're actually a lot of fun, at least some of them that I know. And I haven't met this guy before, but he's got a high lifetime from back in the day. He's got a little less GP, but we're all got to just deal with that. And you can see that he does have the advantage in a couple different categories. He has more offense percentage mods. It's something that my account is deficient in, and I'm trying to rectify it. But he also has more plus 20 mods than I do. And we're pretty close on everything else. It's interesting. I do have a significant number of more relics than him, I guess. I didn't realize that. But he has more relic 9s than me, so yay for him, for both of us. Here's my defenses, guys. I have Starkiller now, so he's in the front along with my 3 GLs. And here's the thing. My opponent never, ever gets full cleared. This is, let's see. He's only been full cleared once since the new GAC stuff started. That was the very first match, and after that, he's not been full cleared by a single person. And so I kept 3 GLs for offense, and you can see my Lord Vader doesn't have Maul anymore. He's on offense for me, so we get to see him. And there's a lot going on in this match, guys. Lots and lots of things going on. Here's what he's got for his defense. Look at that Maul with Bando team. It's a really tough team, because if you do any damage to anyone, really, then Bando's going to get a turn. He's going to go into poop stance, but then Maul is going to trigger Savior, or not Savior, Frenzy, and then he's going to go nuts, and everyone's going to die. It's a mess. They have a Darth Revan team, of Jedi Training Rey team, and the Grievous with all the random droids, hodgepodge that we keep seeing, and then we've got the Qui-Gon Jinn team with a Gear 7 Guardian, which means that Bad Batch could mess up here, potentially. There's also the other teams. They're nothing too crazy, though. Like, he normally puts a much stronger defense. This is problematic. Here, side by side. I'm not going to normally do this, but here's the thing. There's one flaw in what he's doing. So we know he only has 3 Galactic Legends at most in the back. So we can use all of our other teams on these zones, including like General Skywalker on that Maul team, which has apparently has like a 97% win rate. So we'll see how that goes. Before we jump into anything, guys, just want to remind you, if you want to support this channel for free, all you've got to do is hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment in the comments area. One of those 2 things, or both, would be amazing. If you haven't hit sub yet, please, guys, would really appreciate that. And it just helps with the algorithm, even if you don't intend to watch more of my stuff. I would really appreciate it. So let's do this, guys. Let's get into the match. Alright, so we've got General Skywalker, 501st, and I figured I would just wing it. I haven't done this before, guys, so let's just see how it goes. So the operative things here. So people told me that's the one piece of research I did do. People said that you need to save form up from Rex for when General Skywalker gets dropped. So they're all shooting him, shooting Skywalker. It's wonderful. And he gets dropped pretty easily. And then they kill Echo, but that, of course that triggers 5's Savior, or whatever, his sacrifice. And I'm not getting many turns, because Maul's taking all the turns, and it's a scary moment here. And remember, all these guys, that they cycle their taunt. So finally, okay, we get rid of all the debuffs after they give all the debuffs. That's great. Skywalker stands up. I'm like, great, we can start killing people. Wonderful. And Bo-Katan almost gets there, but then she's damage immune. And remember, every time we get someone to 75% health, then Bando gets an automatic bonus turn. So, look, we're real close to taking him out here. It's wonderful, in fact. Except it's not, because they keep rotating their taunt, and you can see that she's in healing or damage immunity, so we can't do our big hit, our Execute. And so this continues to be a theme. Like, they just keep, like, so Maul is up to 5 stacks again, so he's going to take all of his turns here pretty soon, and we can't do anything to Bando here. There's nothing we can do to him, because he's in damage immunity. He's got no turn meter, and so we're just like cycling through hitting him until Maul finally gets a turn, and then he's going to knock General Skywalker down. They're going to try to kill the rest of our guys. Luckily, at least Bando is not in poop stance currently, so that's something. But look at this. He's in damage immunity again. It's like, are we ever gonna escape this madness? Like, Rex is about to die. This is dicey as hell, guys. I'm not a fan. Can't use the Rexecute again because of the damage immunity, guys. Just look at how many missed opportunities to use Rexecute there have been. We could have probably executed 2 guys by now, but damage immunity is a thing. So, finally took Bando out, and now it's just Maul. And we can drop, I think it's 11 total banners. Yeah, 11 banners for that, guys. Horrific, but we got through it. And, yeah, we could have tried Bounty Hunters or something, but I think that would have failed. Commander Luke is really dicey. General Grievous is pretty dicey. So, okay, so, I don't know, this really surprised me. Put a Gear 12 Sith Empire Trooper here with his not fast enough Revan. So, we're going to punch him in the face, and then we don't want to hit Malak here, guys. We want Malak to be the 3rd guy that we take out. So when Dark Trooper can go, and he can either miss against Basti or just take a half step and do his buff thing, then that's probably the best choice. You don't want to punch Revan though until all the other guys are gone, because Revan is he'll just equalize his health and he'll stay alive, and then it'll give turns to what's his name, Malak. And so yeah, I was able to use the Piet Nuke ability on what's her name, on Talon. That was fancy. All right, so we're using Grievous here on this raid team. Remember how we tried to use Mothra a few times ago, and that failed pretty miserably because of reasons. Mostly because I didn't understand the turn meter mechanics of this team as well as I should have. Even without BB-8, that they're not getting early turns, but Jedi Training Rey really does start the turn meter train going anyways if you do enough attacks. And of course the Rebel guys do that. The Rebel fighters, the guys who aren't as cool as Mon Mothma. She's better than them, apparently. She thinks she is, at least. What a snooty bee. But anyways, we just get target lock on everyone and destroy them here. I mean, that's the end of it. I love that they killed Nute early on, because that meant Grievous could go crazy. And then we're going to use Commander Luke here. Look at this. We just nuked General Grievous right off the bat. Just like, goodbye. and actually, that wasn't my idea at first. I thought I was gonna shoot BB-8, but then some people talked me out of it, and I gotta give credit. I'll give the credit to Themi. This is your test to see if you actually listened or watched this. No, actually, you were there live, so you didn't need to. But anyways, how many GLs are in the back? Are there 3? There's only 2, but then he's got his Bossk team with Zam. So all right, we gotta take out their Lord Vader. And here's something I need to get away from, guys. I have a dependency for this counter on Jedi Revan, and Jedi that just kills so many opportunities. Jedi Revan lead is so good against a lot of things, including like Nest, for instance. You guys remember I timed out against her that last time. You don't time out against Nest with Jedi Revan because you shrink her health to 0, and then she doesn't get any bonus turn meter. So anyway, you guys have seen me do this a million times this season. Honestly, we're just in this case, there's Gideon and there's Thrawn. You probably want to kill, for Jedi Master Luke, you want to kill that Gideon first, so then your damage isn't cut in half, or at least your offense isn't cut in half. Now, Jedi Master Luke doesn't care as much because you have that leadership buff to everyone, so it doesn't matter as much. And before we go talk more about the damage, though, you also want to keep in mind, watch our debuffs, guys. Watch our debuffs here, because as Lord Vader goes, you can just get more. Okay, so we could pop our ult here, and it would feel good to pop the ult, but we're gonna wait until Vader pops his, because then he starts getting a lot of really neat things. Well, neat on his end, I guess. So we can start doing damage to him. But okay, so look at all the debuffs we have now. We have 10 debuffs on most people. So he can't prevent us, even though we have ability block, we can't prevent us from popping our ult, and it gets rid of all of those debuffs. Now we're just going to, with Luke and Revan, we're going to keep increasing Lord Vader's cooldowns. Remember, we can't actually put ability block on him while he's in his ultimate, so we'll just call people to hit and stuff. Try to get rid of all these debuffs, because they steal banners. Get Armor Shred on there, even though Armor Shred is actually not that effective against Lord Vader on this team, because we do true damage based off of Jedi Master Luke's leadership. So one thing to keep in mind, guys, this is a Relic 9 Jedi Master Luke. Relic 8 makes it feel a lot dicier, but Relic 9, I mean, it's not too bad. It's not bad at all. So I'm trying to figure out, should I try to get a couple more banners or what with Hoda? I ended up getting it to 63. That's pretty good. All right, Sith Eternal. This is a high offense. This is Relic 9 on Rey, so keep that in mind. So we have to link Zalbar first, and then we can link whoever we want. So we'll hit Rey, just because she takes way more turns than anyone else. And this is not a good Rey team. This is a team that I would use General Skywalker on, actually. General Skywalker would work just fine here, but we don't have him, because we sacrificed all of him and all of his banners to that Maul, that vicious Maul team. But okay, so this is a really high offense Rey. This is a scary moment, actually, guys. She's gonna do her big hit, but we have enough health. 200k health is fine. She only got through, in fact, half of our health. It looks way scarier than it is, but it's it's still a little bit scary. So relinking here, because we have those 2 stacks from Armorer. And remember, we don't need a third, because we don't care about anyone's crits here. We don't care about countering, really. I mean, a third would be nice, but also keep in mind, these are all really slow characters, so my armor is 350 speed, so even with the plus 30 bonus from Rey, where they weren't fast enough to be able to, hurt us. To go first. So my armor could just go, so the 2 Galactic Legends would go first, and then Armorer would go, put those stacks on Sith Eternal, which means we're going to, regain our protection and everything, and give us another 15% max health, which is actually quite the large number considering he's Relic 8, so we've got another 80% max health and protection on top of that we can't see from the stat sheet. And then the other 15% health is nice, and the protection recovery is nice because we're stealing protection, etc. And you guys could see, I mean, you just mess around with Link, because every time you do Link, you get 30% of your protection back, which is nice. And okay, so after a while, guys, here's the thing. Let me just pause it for a sec. So I had to do math and stuff. It was a little bit tricky, but here's the thing. So they've got an Omicron on Zam. I've got an Omicron on Zam, but his Bossk is 330 speed, which is faster than my Bossk by a long shot. However, their Grief is only 310 speed, so the idea was their Bossk would get a turn, but then my Bossk and Grief would go first before them. So if I could just go, and I had to do all the math, because I'm like, okay, how much is their Zam giving each of them? How much is, I'm glad I have a calculator for that. And if you want to join my Patreon, by the way, you get access to that calculator. But anyways, once I figured out that I was going to get my turn with Mando, and I'd be able to get a crit, then we just want to take out their Mando here. A lot of people in chat were wondering why I took out their Mando instead of taking out Zam, because Zam can get, like, she gives them a ton of buffs, right? Like, she gives them a huge amount of offense, for instance. And I get that. But the thought was, if Mando is going, he's feeding that team a lot of turn meter, and eventually, if they do actually get their contract, which who knows if they will, but if they do, then he's going to disintegrate someone inconvenient, and it could go south real quick. So, and we can't afford to mess around here. So I killed their Mando because it's not only him that gains turn meter; the whole team gains turn meter with him, and every time he attacks. So yeah, take him out, and then if we could just survive long enough, then we can potentially just, you know, we can just keep going. I'm trying to stun Zam here, by the way. That's what we're doing here. So Scion of Jingo, he's got 16 stacks of momentum. I don't even know what that means. So I was like, you know what? Let's just disintegrate the guy. Let's not mess around here. Keep in mind, guys, all of my guys are stealthed. Well, not all of them, but when you're stealth and these guys have retribution, then it opens the doors for you to be able to do a lot more. So you can shoot these guys with retribution, and they can't hit you back because you're in stealth. And even if, I mean, when Bossk is able to taunt, then of course they can retribute you with or onto Bossk sometimes. But I mean, under Aurra lead, that was the biggest concern, was they were going to have a lot more. Okay, cool. So we got them from X banners. That they were going to have a lot more resilience than my team with Aurra lead, but I'd have more damage. All right, so we've got 4 teams left, guys. 4 teams, and yeah, here we are, guys. Oh, did I just like not? Here, look. Okay, so look at these teams. Apparently, hold on. Why is this doing this? Okay, I don't know why I kept that portion in. All right, so here, I have 1 Galactic Legend remaining because he only plays 2, and I'm like, all right, let's just negate their Qui-Gon. And I thought that if I took a turn with Kylo, that my First Order officer would gain enough turn meter to go next, so we could just go straight for Anakin. But apparently, I didn't gain enough turn meter. So, anyways, we're well on our way here. You know, kill Anakin, You know, they're doing some damage, but it's not too problematic. We're gonna miss here, but they're not gonna kill us. I have a ton of health on Kylo, and all right, let's kill Cam here, because he's the guy who's giving them all this damage and stuff. So, almost got him. All right, took him out. Yay. Huzzah for that. Kill Qui-Gon. And here's where things get really, really, really frustrating. It froze on me, but like in slow motion. Look at this. This is just like real footage. We waited. This took about 20 minutes to get to this point. And I actually missed against Plo twice, and so we restarted it finally. This was over 20 minutes of just hanging out with the chat, waiting for BlueStacks to do something to give us a win, give us a loss, because I didn't want to have to go in and fight that Qui-Gon team again and just throw away my Kylo. Like, even if we lose 20 banners, it would be nice to actually, you know, get something for it. But finally, we restart after 20 minutes and nothing, guys. We just, look at the loss. We got the loss. Yay. Hooray for that. So, threw away a Galactic Legend against a guy that no one ever clears, and a guy who kept 4 Galactic Legends against me, and a lot of other good teams. So, it's like, okay, well, I guess we'll just use Bad Batch here, and hope that we don't trigger their Guardians. So we've got to take out Qui-Gon first, obviously, but, okay, so, you know, Echo goes, puts all the debuffs on, and then Tech goes, stuns Anakin, and now we got to kill Qui-Gon first, so we're targeting him. You know, we're passing the turns to people, from Hunter to Echo, and then Echo to Hunter, so we got the kill. We had the 2-turn stun from Wrecker, because we had Omega there, and we're good. We're good to go, guys. Alright. So, we got the full banners there, minus 20. And then, we'll just use our leftover Jedi to kill their leftover Separatists here. It's nothing too crazy. I mean, this team is I thought about using Night Sisters here, then I was like, you know what? Night Sisters are fine, but you get way, like, you just drop 5 banners. I think we can get max banners here, at least. And, yeah, we'll probably get max banners here, because Basti lead is going to do that for us. At first I was thinking of using Jedi Luke lead, because you get more stuns, you get that heal to your protection. Then I was like, you know what? I think against this team, like, we're going to take a lot of turns, and we've got all the bonus protection. Like, we're probably just going to be like, they're not going to do enough damage to us to actually steal banners. So that's what we're doing. Ezra's like, yay, I get turns, I get to actually do something. I'm Relic 5 and I'm hitting B1 apparently for no damage. And Jolie's like, I'm doing my part too. He's like, I'm in Starship Troopers, which actually he wouldn't know about that because he's old and doesn't know things. Not that old people don't know things, but some of them don't, actually. The thing that cracks me up, people are like, we need to respect the old, you know, and we do. We absolutely do, actually. But, like, not every old person is wise. Like, some of them are not. We need to be discerning. Alright, guys, so I'm a little on tilt here. So I went in. I have, it's like, okay, if we can make it so that Boba gets a turn, like we can get tenacity down on Nest and from Canderous, and we can apply healing immunity from either Jango or Boba. And I know that Boba's not a Mandalorian, but we don't really need that. Like, we don't need any speed on this team either, because Maul is faster than the whole team, and he can kind of just fuel both teams. So okay, so that was a mistake, guys. So I did my big hit with Jango. Well, it's not a big mistake. Here's the thing. It was a little unlucky, in fact. So Jango does his big hit because I needed to trigger Maul's frenzy so that he would take a turn. And the idea was Maul would be able, he has 5 stacks. He's going to be able to call he'll be able to hit 4 times, and then the final one he can just one-shot Nest. But we don't want any protection on Nest, or any bonus protection. We just want to hit her. And so Jango goes, he has to do a special, and the flame attack would for sure hit Nest. So he does his big hit on Boba, and then we have 25% chance for it to hit any of the other characters, including Boba could have been hit twice. But instead it hit Nest, so now she's got bonus protection. But we're still going to go about our plan. So we got 5 stacks. We're going to build our damage from Maul. So, do all the damage to these guys. Okay, we're at 3. We'll do more hits to Cad Bane, I guess. We're at 2. Do hits to Dengar. And now we have 1 hit. Kill her. Oh, she's almost gone. Almost gone. But not enough. Not gone enough. And in the end, we timed out. Yay! 2 matches in a row, guys, that I timed out against Nest. So, really frustrating. This was a bit unlucky. And then, of course, I kept her so stunned and ability blocked or whatever. Like, she immediately, when we throw Night Sisters in, and this is another instance of tilt. Like, I could have taken a different team in, but I was like, you know what, Night Sisters guarantee a kill. We'll just drop 5 banners and call it good. So, remember, because Plague hits underneath the bonus protection. So, we got it. Dropped 5 banners, so damn. But, alright, we've got Mon Mothma here. Then we get to ships, at least. And remember, like, all my decision making is a little bit tainted. I didn't really think I was on tilt that much, but, it's good to recognize it, even if it's after the fact, because tilt is a destructive force in everyone's life. So we're doing the mirror match because this is a really bad Mothma team. I'm like, I can't believe my opponent. Like, he's a really good player. He's won a ton of matches against really good players here, and I think a lot of it has to do with that Maul team with Bando is just so perversely difficult to get through. It's so good, and anyways, but this one surprised me because my opponent is a very good player and he's from a very good guild, and yeah, it was very surprising. But I mean, we're going to take advantage of it, of course. So took out the Mothra team, and So we're just like, okay, in the back, what is he going to have? Like Negotiator and Executor? Probably. Here's the thing. There's a new meta for the really top-end fleet. And that is, check this out, guys. So we've got the normal Executor fleet. And then we've got Negotiator with TIE Bomber and 5s. And so we're going to see some shenanigans there. It's kind of obnoxious. So first we'll do Executor, though. You know, the typical one. The one that you guys see every single match. But the RNG keeps it fresh and exciting, right? Like, what's going to happen next to us? Like, in what ways is RNG going to screw us? So they did kill TIE Fighter first, which is the very best of the RNG options. You know, they target TIE Fighter pilot, and then TIE Fighter pilot dies. It's great. And then we get Spy in, and lo and behold, we get another good piece of RNG. Not only did we target Xanadu Blood with Spy's taunt, we also managed to connect with the big hit from Spy, so that it almost killed Xanadu Blood right off the bat, and then we killed her in the first volley. So wonderful. All right, do the dispel thing on Hyena Bomber, and I've been convinced now that the first move, if you need to, is the AOE. So that worked out fine. All right, we don't have any what's it called? The thing that makes it so that they can breach. That's what it's called, guys. Yay for memories. But they don't have any breach on us, so we can go in and dispel the taunt, and then we're one turn away from getting our ult, get the AOE killed. I couldn't believe I managed to get a few really solid hits on their Razor Crest before they taunted again. So, yeah, everything's going okay. I mean, not for poor old Karth and T3 in their ship, but who cares about them? They already did their part. So, get our ult, and I mean, there's even buzz droids on their what's it called? Their Houndstooth. So, yeah, take out Slave 1, and things are looking great, in fact. In fact, we one-shot, finally, after several times of not one-shotting. Okay, so, here's the next one. Apparently I give no build-up whatsoever. So the idea is, this destroys the Rebel fleet pretty well. Because TIE Bomber, you guys know how TIE Bomber affects it. Like, it sets you on fire, which, of course, is a funny thing to do in space, but it does. And then it just, they get taunt, or he gets permanent taunt because of 5s going first and being able to put that target lock on, and then Anakin also puts target lock on. Like, there's a lot of target lock here, and that means that TIE Bomber is able to get a turn. So this is something that someone said that they were testing with Arnold. I don't really know. I don't know who gets credit for what, so I'm not trying to throw any shade or not give recognition to who deserves it. But the testing was, this doesn't always work, but if you put the 2 U-Wings in, then what happens is, so Biston's going to go, and then Cassian can dispel the one, like, it's not an undispellable debuff. Like, that target lock can go away, so Cassian can get rid of that, and that'll open the doors for us to target Anakin. So I don't play this perfectly here, but, the idea is pretty good. So, alright, so we need just making sure which one the dispel is. So, dispel Cassian here, and then we can do the big hit. And I'm like, okay, so what are we doing here? Like, do we shoot Anakin's ship? Do we shoot TIE Bomber? Like, which one do we shoot? So we're gonna shoot Anakin, I believe. We want to get him to the point where they put we want to get him to that 40% health mark. So we can do the AOE if we want, or the wiggle if we want, but I mean, it'd be nice to have the wiggle for that TIE Bomber, because TIE Bomber is going to go in and dispel everyone, set everyone on fire. Then we can do the wiggle and get out of the fire for Falcon at least. So I'm just gonna do, and I know that the time is ticking and everything. Of course, I've sped this battle up, but okay. So they didn't do the mass assist with Negotiator, so that works. And then, okay, here's where I made a mistake. I should have targeted Anakin there. Should have targeted him, because we might have been able to dispel his stealth there with that Falcon. And then I make one more pretty big error here. You guys will see in a minute. So yeah. they get their B-wing in and or Y-wing in, and it's looking pretty grim. But I'm like, all right, who can we take in? Like, let's get a tank. I think that's what I decided on, because Ghost could do an AoE, but it's probably not enough to kill Anakin. Probably not enough. So we can hit their Y-wing. Great. Anakin's available, guys. Look at this. Okay, so Anakin's available, and well, not yet. But look at this, guys. There's no taunt here. There's no taunt here. But I just clicked before I took stock of the situation and attacked Bomber instead of just targeting Edda. So, you know, that's clearly my mistake. Because we could have taken out Anakin there. In fact, it probably would have worked. But what's a man to do, right? So I'm just like, can we just like survive just long enough? Can we survive long enough that we, you know, get another reinforcement in, draw this out a little bit? The answer is no. We didn't kill a single ship. So let's bring in so this is the fleet that supposedly, like, this, it's not 100% counter by any stretch, but this is the one that a lot of people have been starting to work on in the high-end guilds. Like, people are putting Relic 8 on crew, they're putting higher relics on the TIE fighter pilots and everything, so everyone survives longer, because you kill that TIE bomber fairly quickly at least. But look how close the silencer is to being silenced. So, you know, I was like, oh, let's just try to take out 5s here. That will be great. Silencer's gone. Wonderful. And we haven't even killed Anakin yet. Just not looking great. I'm like, okay, what can we do here? Can we kill Anakin? Look at how close we could probably do the AoE, actually. I'm looking at this now. Probably the Finalizer AoE would have just finished both of them. We killed Anakin here, and then they put the buff on 5s, then they get the Y-wing in, and now 5s is looking less killable. It's like we don't have Silencer. If we had Silencer, we'd be pretty good here, actually, but we don't. So I need to use, like, the AoE is not great on the Finalizer, but I think that would have worked just fine, actually, to take out 5s and Edda. But, you know, what's a man to do? I don't use this fleet too often, so, and then that's not an excuse, it's just a statement of fact. I don't use it too often. Alright, let's take out 5s here if we can. Yay, we killed him. Now we only have one more ship to go. Right, so we're almost kill Y-wing. Almost kill oh, and they get another reinforcement, it's Plo. And it's like, can they just steal more banners or what? I mean, at this stage, I was pretty sure. I tried that Rebel fleet just because I was pretty sure that my opponent was just going to clear me. I was feeling fatalistic, so may as well, right? Like, let's science it. You know, so when it failed, I didn't really care that much. But, I don't know, that's a tilt thing, right? That, like, just giving up, kind of. That's not good. It's not healthy to do that. You know, just keep fighting with your last breath. That's even if you know you're gonna lose, you'd keep fighting. That's the thing for me. Like, anyway, so of course, like, right when we get Plo in, or sorry, right when we've got Plo cornered, then Ahsoka comes in. So, dear Lord, like, Can we just stop? Look at all their AoEs are stealing all our banners, but I mean, I guess I didn't care that much. We just we're going to be able to clean this up, and we finally got it. 41 banners. And check out this check out this score, guys. This is horrific. this is one of the worst scores I've ever gotten. That when I full cleared 1640. That means that I dropped somewhere around 107 total banners for this match. 20 of them aren't my fault. 20 of them, it crashed. And so I'm like, but here's the thing. We have 3 Galactic Legends in the front, and then I did put Beskar and a really fast Darth Revan in the back, faster than their Imperial Troopers can go, and they don't have their Bounty Hunters as a crutch anymore. So, can I fade the full clear and win, or is he just gonna slap me because of our terrible score? Let's find out here, guys, in just a moment, as soon as I actually get one of these buttons to work. There we go. All right, guys, let's check it out. Final results incoming. Alright, so final results, guys. He cleared that front zone and he killed my dash team. But as you can see, he's tripped up on Starkiller. He tripped up on Rey. So he only dropped 2 banners on that Lord Vader squad, 2 banners on the Kenobi team, and then he just totally flat out dropped against the Rey team. So my guess is that was Sith Eternal that he used and failed with, because he wasn't prepared for how much damage the team can do, and then he killed the Rey team in one shot, but it killed a lot of banners. So my guess was he used Jedi Master Luke to finish her off, and then he went in against my Starkiller team and didn't kill anyone, and I just got a hold. My guess is that was a Commander Luke team. And then my guess is that he used his General Skywalker team, and it took 5 banners off of him, and he killed Starkiller. But then he got to the back and realized that I have Darth Revan in the back that's super fast and didn't have a team to beat it, and so he just stopped. He killed my Dash Rendar team out of spite and called it good. So, anyways, we got the win. Here are my final thoughts, guys. I have a nest problem. I failed twice in a row on nest, and that's going to be an issue. I need to make sure I'm being more cognizant of how to beat nest. Probably, honestly, on the teams that I've been taking, Wampa would have saved me, most likely. He can do a lot of damage. He can put healing immunity on, and he ramps damage, so he can start doing an immense amount of damage over time, and that's probably what I need to do. I also have a BlueStacks problem. I crashed here, and then I crashed in my next fight with my alt. I also crashed it on one of the most vital fights there. I won't give that away. You guys can watch it if you haven't seen it, but BlueStacks is a huge issue. There's a few things that I have to do to fix it. We need to do that. I also have a problem, honestly, I didn't write this here, but I have a problem with depending on Jedi Revan against Lord Vader teams that don't even have Maul. Need to really get away from that. So, one thing I will point out, guys, so we're in the top 100. I'm number 90 right now after this win, and I love, we lost once this season. We lost that match 3. I love that you can lose in a season and stay on the leaderboard. That, to me, that is wonderful. You can actually be relevant even through losses, which you couldn't in the old one. It's okay, you took a loss, you can't possibly be in the top even 100 now that you lost. So, just a cool thing, guys. You don't even have to full clear. You can just, as long as you win, you get on that leaderboard and stay there. So, guys, I'm going to call it good. Good match to my opponent. I'm sorry that, I feel like you've probably got poor RNG rewards for some of this stuff. But, good match. And I wish you had told me you weren't going to attack, because I was checking over and over and over again obsessively. Did PrimeBot work? But anyways, guys, this has gone on long enough. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Xaereth prevails. We've got a tough one coming up, guys. I'm excited to show you. Take care.